I know that most of us have heard of the blackhead disease. This blackhead disease usually affects the turkeys. It is a disease caused by parasites called Histomonas. Chickens being resistant to this disease doesn't mean that they don't get affected, and actually they can be carriers, or they can become transmitters of this disease to the turkeys if you are keeping them at the farm. In this video, I want to share with you the organic treatments of eliminating these Histomonas parasites so that you can be able to avoid histomoniasis or this blackhead disease in your chickens or in your turkeys, to avoid deaths that is in turkeys, and also decreased production in your chickens. If you are a broiler farmer, then you don't have to worry much about it. But if you keep free-range chicken or backyard chicken, layer chicken, and even the turkeys, then you have to be on the lookout. Getting right into the video, the symptoms of this infection, the most common is yellow colored stool or poop, and this yellow colored stool can be either foamy, watery, or even solid black stool with yellowish streaks. You are also going to observe lethargy, dropping wings, dry and ruffled feathers, increased dust, refusing to eat properly, reluctance to move when you approach your turkeys or your chicken, and also you are going to see depression and also cyanosis, and this cyanosis is blackish head, and this is usually common in the turkeys. Before we get into the natural treatments for this blackhead disease, we must know how to prevent it. And one of the best ways to prevent this disease is to make sure that you deworm your chickens. And this is because we have said this disease is caused by a parasite called Histomonas. Also, make sure that if you keep turkeys, make sure that you don't mix them up with the chickens, because as I had said, chickens act as carriers of these parasites which get transmitted to the turkeys, and because the turkeys are susceptible, they have a high percentage of succumbing and dying out of this blackhead disease. The other prevention measure is through biosecurity measures, and during the infection, some of the prompt control measures that you can employ is, number one, make sure that you move the turkeys to fresh grounds, and this is to help to decrease the infection, because the eggs of these parasites usually stay in the ground or in the soil, and they can live there even for 3 years. The other thing is about isolation and treatment of the affected chickens and the turkeys, and also you can reduce the stocking rate of your poultry birds. And finally, you can carry out what is called natural sterilization, and this is where you get out the chickens or the turkeys from their house, then you allow the sunlight to hit on the chicken house, because desiccation and dryness in the coop, that is in the litter of the chicken or in the manure of the chicken or the turkeys, helps to kill these parasites. Now let us get into some of the natural treatments that you can use to treat this blackhead disease. And then number one treatment is by adding the red pepper powder into the chicken feed. It was found out that chickens and also turkeys that were affected by the blackhead disease, when they are supplemented with the hot red pepper powder in their feed, it helps to kill these parasites, hence helping to control this disease. The second way is by using garlic water, and this is by mixing 1 clove of garlic and chopping it into each liter of the chicken drinking water. That is 1 clove into each liter of water, then allow the water to stay overnight, and then you give the affected chicken or turkeys the next day. The other treatment is the pawpaw seed powder. The pawpaw seed powder was found to contain bioactive compounds that can help to kill and eliminate these parasites from the chicken's digestive system, because they stay in the cecum of the chicken. The amount of the seed powder that you are going to add into the chicken feed is 300 milligrams per bird per day. And the other important natural treatment. It's actually a mixture of egg yolk, warm water, cayenne pepper powder, garlic powder, and also honey. And here is a procedure that you can use to make this natural treatment so that you can be able to treat your chickens and also especially your turkeys from being affected by this disease. For the amount of this treatment that you are going to give to your affected turkeys and chicken, you are going to give them via their mouth 3 ml of this treatment 2 to 3 times per day. Hit the video that is on your screen right now so that you can be able to know how to use the black pepper powder in treatment of Newcastle disease and also prevent heat stress in your chickens.